Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show today. So I want to go ahead and welcome you guys to the weekly show called Grow Wealthy Grooming. I am your host, River Lee. I am a certified feline master groomer. I currently own and operate a feline exclusive mobile grooming business. Before that, I owned a grooming salon with 5 employees. I've been in the pet industry for over 10 years as a dog trainer, doggy daycare manager. I've been a pet sitter. I've worked corporate. If you want to learn more about me, feel free to go to my website, savvygroomer.com. And if you guys are here, you're watching the replay, feel free to continue to join me on Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern time for this show, which is Grow Wealthy Grooming. Please subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you're a pet groomer, please feel free to apply to my Facebook group, Finances for the Grooming Industry, where we continue to grow and learn. All right, so this is kind of an odd video. I know that we generally talk about things about wealth, but I wanted to talk today about, it's kind of an odd subject. So I know a couple of people were talking about, they're running a salon, they've built the salon up, they're too busy, they hire a groomer, and they want to know why owners are not allowing these other groomers to groom their dogs. And I want you to think about first, when you walk into a store, and let's say it's a service-based store. Perfect example. Let's use hair salons. I go to a hair salon, and I have a very specific woman that I trust with my hair. She does my color, she does my cut. I know I can trust her. I know the skill set she has. I know what she produces, and I really feel comfortable with her. I know she's not going to steer me wrong. Now, if I had made an appointment with the woman that does my hair and they said, oh, Amanda's busy today. However, we have Sally. There are some people that can be like, oh, okay, well, obviously Amanda wouldn't put me in a position that Sally would be just as comfortable. But I'd almost want to be sold on Sally's skills. Does she have all the certifications that my hairdresser does? How long has she been a hairdresser? How long has she been employed there? Where did she work before? As a customer, I had started my relationship with the salon, not with the salon, but with my hairdresser. And we run into a lot of the same issues. So when you think about things like that, you're going, okay, but when this person comes with their dog, I want them to trust anyone who's hired. Let's have a real honest conversation. How many of you people, grooming salon owners and employees alike, bitch and moan about all your employees? You're always telling me how much your employees are giving you attitude, how you don't believe in your employees. So then why should a customer? We're going to talk a little bit about it's not unreasonable for them to not want this random person that you've hired, but also what you can do about it. So this may be a little bit longer of video. I'm hoping I can get through this pretty quickly. So let's start with, if you're a customer walking in, you have time to communicate with them about this new person that's going to be grooming their pet. I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that you're not grooming at a chop shop. If you guys are watching these videos, you care about your industry, you care about your job, you care about your salon, you care about the growth of this industry as well as yourself. You are not going to be that person who is going to have the customer, ideally, that treats their pet like crap. You're probably charging a reasonable amount of money. That person cares about their pet. Therefore, they care about who is grooming that pet. So let's say if I come in, so I have a standard poodle. She's in a modified German cut. I bring Rory, that's her name, in, and let's say I say, oh, Tiffany's normally the one who grooms my dog. And Tiffany says, oh, Sarah's going to be grooming your dog today. And if Tiffany's there saying, I'm terribly overbooked today, but Sarah's wonderful. She has all these certifications. She's a competition level groomer. She's amazing. I will be here to supervise everything and maintain quality. And I just want to let you know that's what's going to happen. Am I happy? Probably not, but do I accept it? Yes. Now, if Sarah comes up and just takes my dog in the back, I'm going to assume Tiffany's going to do the dog. And I'd be like, this is kind of weird. Or the dreaded come back and my dog is on the table with another groomer. And then I'm like, hi, who are you? Why are you touching my dog? What's going on? That's not great. So as the owner, if you are going to hire employees and you have especially an open air shop, or you have a situation where you are going to have a groomer groom someone's dog that they've never groomed before, it's important for you to have that communication with that client. Now, I know I've talked about this a few times, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but this is why it's really important for the groomer owner to ideally be able to manage their salon versus just being a groomer. Because if you have, let's say, 5 to 8 dogs a day, you need time to communicate with customers. If you have to groom 5 to 7 to 8 dogs a day, you don't have 15 minutes to communicate with a client that's not a dog you're grooming, especially if they have questions, concerns, things you have to go over with them. They may not be happy. They may not want that. And ideally it would be something you would talk to before they got there, but a lot of times you don't have time. So that's one thing. But for the most part, you guys just assume this customer will be perfectly okay with that, which is crazy to me. I wouldn't be. And I'm a groomer. We all groom slightly different. So, my dog gets a modified German. Do I have to explain what this dog is going to need? Or is the owner going to have time to explain it? Or am I going to get the dog back the same way? And as a customer, these are questions I have. And if the owner or the normal groomer is there to communicate them, it's a lot easier. So those are a couple of things. One of the biggest problems when people walk in the door and you are here to sell your business, like not to customers. If I were to ask you, why do people come to your salon? The most common answers are, I offer quality grooms. They tell me all about their certifications. They tell me all about how they handle pets and they treat them like family. Those are great. But most of us, when we hire someone, and it's a terrible thing in the grooming industry, we just kind of like throw them at them. Like they come in for one work day where they're practicing, we watch them bathe, we watch them groom maybe 2 dogs. So we give them a dog that's generally well behaved, gets groomed regularly, and we're like, okay, that's satisfactory. And then we hire this person. And then we're grooming a full day's worth of dogs. And then we just give these people our customers. That's insane. Does everyone ever sit there and go, what are we doing in this industry? What's so fascinating is that, so then how does the owner maintain quality? And that's where we all get kind of screwed, because we hire someone in a lot of these companies that are outside the pet industry, they would hire someone and they would have a system in place with employee handbooks and all these things, but they would have systems in place because then they have to get better on the tier. So, okay, I'm going to do bathe and blow dry every dog, nails, ears, all that. And then the owner would double check quality, or the manager would double check quality, and all of them are acceptable. Perfect. And they've been doing that for a week. Perfect. Okay. And now you're going to do rough cuts and you're going to do this. And you check every dog and it's quality, it's perfect. And then you groom all these dogs and it's quality, it's perfect. Most of us don't even double check our employees' work every day. And I know there are some groomers you don't have to check. Although personally, I think everyone should check over everyone's dogs and cats if you don't work alone, because a second eye is amazing. It's very difficult to learn everything in this industry. So when you hire somebody, knowing your specialty and their specialty helps. But 9 times out of 10, we don't know. And you hope this groomer can do these things. Sometimes they'll send you a picture of a dog. We don't actually know they did that dog. We don't actually know that they're still good at that dog. But I want you to think about that. You're hiring somebody, you're hoping they have the knowledge they claim to have, and then you're letting them loose on your customers. So that's why your customers are nervous about that. They came to you because you told them they could trust you, and then you are handing them off to another person. And if they've been with you for several years, they may trust you enough to do that, but maybe they don't want to. And you have to create incentive. So there's different ways to create incentive. You might say, okay, anybody who wants to be groomed by me, there's going to be a price increase. If you don't want the price increase, you can go with the employee. Another way to create loyalty to the business versus just you. I want you to think to yourself, okay, if you're the business owner, this groomer's been here a very short period of time, and now this stranger is coming over to this client's dog, touching this dog, asking questions that you would just know. How many times have we had a customer that's been coming in every 4 weeks for the last 2-3 years, and you're like, same as usual, and they just hand them the dog. Versus this new groomer is like touching their dog, and their dog doesn't know this person, and they're kind of like, oh, do you want like a half inch on the body? And they're like, don't you know? It's almost like the customer is coming into a new grooming salon. So with that, your client is attached to you, not your other groomer. And if your other groomer leaves, then they have to get another groomer. And being the owner, they know you're always going to be here. So of course it makes sense that they're going to want to stay attached to you, and they're going to want to build that relationship with you. And again, we all know how often groomers change jobs. So if they get attached to this groomer is here for 2 years, and now they're going to go with that other groomer, and they don't know if that other groomer is going to go to Petco. They don't know if that other groomer is going to go to another shop, and maybe that other shop doesn't fit their standard, or maybe they're going to go to a mobile situation. They don't know. And it gets really difficult for a client. Now, how do I fix that? So in my shop, and again, everybody does everything so differently. Let me just tell you what I did. So with me, what I did, so I had a receptionist, and in the beginning, that receptionist was me. So I would answer the phones. I would be the point of contact. And on busier days, I would have a bather who I trusted, who I knew was very solid in their skills, and a groomer. And everyone touched every dog. And some people are like, I don't like conveyor belt things. Well, it's not a conveyor belt. It was that the dog got used to everyone in the shop. The dog learned to trust anyone in that shop. It wasn't about trusting a person. It was all about trusting the people in the grooming salon. And it worked incredibly well because then it was a very small salon. It was about 500-600 square feet. And we could do 40 dogs on a Saturday. Bath, blow dries, haircuts, etc. I had 5 employees in a very small period of place because everyone knew what they had to do. Everyone knew the system. It worked really well. So we would have a dog come in, and we had dogs come in every 15 minutes. And this is a very different business model. Picking a business model that makes sense to you is so important. And that is something you do have to do. And to pick a business model that makes sense to you. So when you start handing other dogs to an employee that's a pet groomer, I want you to really think about all these things and have a little compassion for the pet owner. I know it's a lot to think about. I would love if you guys have any more questions or comments about the situation. This is why they don't want to give their dog to this person. And you really can't blame them. I know you want to blame them, but when you really think about it and you really dig into the meat of this conversation, you have to acknowledge that, you probably have some awesome customers and they don't want to just hand their dog over to some rando. So anyway, I digress. Lovely to see you guys as usual. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. If you guys are interested, we will be posting more for Personal Finance on a Leash, which is my online course talking about how to get your personal finances on a leash if you're in the pet industry. It's a lot of fun. We do it twice a year because it is a 12-week course. And as we're going through it, what we do is we have a nice group, and I do a Facebook Live anywhere between 1 and 2 times a week. And that's really great for momentum and really changing these habits. And the more money you have in the bank, the more we work on your personal finances, the easier it is for you to either start your own business, whatever you want to do. It's so much easier once you have your finances under control. And a lot of you guys, it's not that you're broke. We've all made a lot of money and then not really paid attention to where it's going. And that's really nice about my course, is that we figure out where that money is going and how to behave. So I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I look forward to you guys seeing you in my group, and I look forward to seeing you on my blog. All right, guys. So I want to say have a great evening and happy grooming.